Hey there, Clark's Fabrication has been doing so many cool things over the years. They had a flea market flip for kids. They have DIY classes for you. They did pre-pandemic and they're coming back again. And hanging out this morning with Kim, you have people bringing you furniture that tried to DIY it and it didn't go so well. So they come to you for help. In addition to the projects that you're doing, what is one of the problems that people face that you're going to show us about here?
Well, so first of all, one of the easiest things to start learning upholstery on would be like a dining room seat. Like something that's just simple, a piece of wood with a foam on it. And a lot of times what people, like when they're thinking about the concept of upholstery, the biggest issue that they have is they end up pulling the fabric too tight, which causes the piece to fall apart a lot faster.
So what does that look like when people do it wrong?
So when if you can see on this side, like right now you can see that the foam is like the shape of the foam. But if I were to pull this, it pulls the foam up here and it changes the actual shape of the piece. Now this would look really nice, but if we pulled it this tight all the way around over a very short amount of time just from sitting on it and compressing it, that's going to start to rip and tear where the staples are and the piece isn't going to last very long. So what I always use like a wiping technique instead of like pulling. It's easier to show when you have one side tacked down. And we always do this in centers too. So we start at the center of one side and then we move right over to the center of the next side, so that it's pulled nice and evenly and then you're able to get like all the wrinkles out when you pull it around. So instead of pulling it super tight, I might come through and just wipe it up a little bit. Now, if I wanted to create a round shape, I still want to pull it a little bit tighter than I would just so to round that edge a little bit.
But not too tight.
But not too tight. And then you can see on this side how it's created just like this nice little,
edge
sort of soft edge around.
Well, and we have some before and after pictures of some of the projects you've done, which is just really cool to see because some of the before pictures, they're not, they're not bad, but the way you've transformed them, you're like, whoa, I never knew it could look this good.
So they can be repurposed. You can make the piece look completely different from where it was before, or you can just use the same concepts and repeat them in a different fabric. But we like to get creative. We love it when people come to us with like just go crazy on this.
So you will do the DIY yourself, and then I know in the past you've also been able to help others. So you've got some beautiful pieces in the showroom, lots of fabric people can choose from. So if they come here and bring a piece and say, please help, I want to save this chair, it belonged to my mother's, but it is no longer, those nostalgia pieces are just beautiful pieces. And you really start from the ground floor. You strip things down to the bare, you strip them all the way down to the frame, you replace springs, you replace strings. I mean, you really do it all from the core. Clark's Fabrication. And something else that Clark's is doing that I think is so cool, in the midst of the pandemic, they announced that they were going to open up their space to find partners with other makers, newer businesses that are just starting and getting off the ground. And we're going to introduce you to a business that is sort of incubating here at Clark's Fabrication. Coming up in the next segment, over there, we're going to be talking to Culture Vibes, so stick around for that. A really cool thing that Clark's Fabrication is doing and partnering with other local businesses. Back to you, Jen.